All the way.
Hey!
Coming. Hi, family.
What's up, people?
What's going on, y'all?
What's
Good
up,
to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Listen, welcome. We want to welcome everybody to
Story time, story time, story time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. If you don't know who I am, I'm Bonnie G, in the place to be.
Hey!
And like I always say, wherever the Ruach is, I just want to be present, okay? Call my name so I can tell you I am in the building. Yes, I am. And for those of you who do not know who she is her first name. Well, her government name is. I don't want to release that to you. I'll just tell you who she is on story time, all right? She is none other than Auntie Shelly on the beat. That's right, y'all. No, we don't do it for ourselves. How selfish would it be? We got to share it. We do it for the community. Hashtag community minded. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. It is the bump for all of us. Excuse me for a minute. Listen, let me go ahead and pin this right here, because this is a good saying right there. If those of you that's not in the chat, it simply says, remember to like and share.
Yes.
Let them use you. All right. Y'all know we are in the book of Exodus, but before we go to the book of Exodus, we're going to give you a scripture. Now, I know y'all going to get tired of me saying this one scripture over and over, but listen, I just can't get out of this scripture. I don't want to move forward. I don't want to move backwards. It's something about the book of Jude, okay? Jude. That one chapter, that's all you need. And maybe the Most High knew it. He said, I'm going to hit you with one chapter. Ain't no need for two. Mm-hmm. All right, follow me with Jude 1:24, and it reads, now unto him that is able to keep you from falling, and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory, with exceeding joy, to the only, ain't nobody else, y'all.
No one else.
It's the only for me, okay? The only is giving, okay? To the only wise Elohim, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, both now and ever. Amen.
Yes, that only.
You don't need a chapter 2.
No.
He knew what he was doing.
Jude said, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you, and this is what I told you.
He said, it is what it is.
That's what I got to say.
I said what I said. I said, say less, fam. Y'all write heck of books. I'm going to hit you with one.
I'm going to hit you with one.
That's it.
And pay attention.
That's it. All right, class is starting. All right. So for those of you who are new to the Storytime platform, and if you tuned in and our reading sounded like weird or different, it's because it is. It's not you, it's us. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely us.
It's us. Okay. So don't worry about it. It's only because we chose to read after the bam. This right here. St0ryTim3. You won't find it on .com, but you'll definitely find it on St0ryTim3. All right. If you would like to snatch one of these books with a discount, please go to St0ryTim3.net. Remember, the O in the word story is actually a 0, and the E in the word time is actually a 3, as a reminder to going back to the covenant. Because why? The assignment is understood.
Understood.
We shall walk in it. With that being said, Auntie Shelly on the beat. Go ahead and give us a recap. Tell the people where we are.
We are in Exodus 24. There's really no recap because we're going over the laws.
Very true.
And we're not just going to go back over the laws because we never get to the next set. So we are finding that Yeshua is a just judge.
Yeah.
And these are how he wants us. These are the rules he still wants us to live by.
Absolutely.
So don't let anyone ever tell you that, what do they say? We're not under the law. We're under grace. You better live by these laws.
Yeah. That's a lie, y'all.
Makes no sense. Yes.
Okay. Bye. Yeah. To those lies.
Yeah. Because grace just means sin all you want to and get some grace. No. Your best.
I'm sorry. Maybe it was that prayer because I ain't had this energy all day. Okay, I couldn't find
it.
Me either. Couldn't find it. Now I'm filled with energy. Oh, listen, like what she was saying. Okay.
Yeah.
What she was saying.
So let's finish these laws, and if you need to, just go back to previous chapters or look at the one from yesterday, because we start really getting into those laws, and we'll see how Yahuwah wants us to govern ourselves.
Absolutely. So he's breaking that down.
So they know, live by grace, do whatever you want to do, then ask for forgiveness.
None of that, not in here.
Even the word says, should you sin so grace should abound?
Yeah.
And the answer was no. And that's not what grace is for.
And even for the animal kingdom.
Yes. The animal kingdom.
Listen, he got no chill for nobody, okay?
Yes.
Ain't no favoritism.
The animal kingdom has rules, and they know what they are.
Facts. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the 24th chapter of this as we read more about it. I'm going to go and start on the 24th and 1 because I really don't know where I left off yesterday.
I think that's where we are, but I'm not sure. But yeah, let's start.
Come on, Linda, Auntie Linda, with the Now Garden. You on to something.
Yeah, okay.
I hear you. All right, 24. Now he said unto Moshe, come up unto El Yahuwah, you and Aaron, Nadav and Avihu, and the 70 of the elders of Moshe alone shall come near. Of the elders of Yasharel and worship ye afar off. And Moshe alone shall come near El Yahuwah, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. And Moshe came and told the people in all the words of Yahuwah, in all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which Yahuwah has said will we do. And Moshe wrote all the words of Yahuwah and rose up early in the morning and built an altar under the hill and 12 pillars, according to the 12 tribes of Yasharel. And he sent young men of the children of Yasharel, which offered ascending smoke offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto Yahuwah. And Moshe took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the sefer of the covenant and read in the audience of the people. And they said, all that Yahuwah has said will we do and be obedient. This is what our ancestors said.
Yes. So they are well aware of the facts right now.
So they came into agreement.
Because remember, they're coming out of Egypt. So some of this stuff they know, some of it they don't.
Yeah. Because generations.
Yeah.
And Moshe took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahuwah has cut with you concerning all these words. Then went up Moshe and Aaron and Nadav and Avihu and 70 of the elders of Yasharel. And they saw the Elohai of Yasharel. And there was under his feet as it were a paved work of a sapphire stone, and as it were the body of heaven in his clearness. And upon the nobles of the children of Yasharel he laid not his hand. Also they saw Elohim and did eat and drink. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, come up to me into the mount and be there. And I will give you sapphire stones and a Torah and commandments which I have written, that you may teach them. And Moshe rose up, and his minister Joshua, because I don't want to say Yahusha, I don't want you guys to get confused with the son of Yah. All right. And Moshe rose up, and his minister Joshua, and Moshe went up into the mount of Elohim. And he said unto the elders, tarry ye here for us, until we come again unto you. And behold, Aaron and Heroi are with you. If any man has any matters to do, let him come unto them.
So when he goes up, he knows he's supposed to take Joshua with him, but he left somebody in charge.
Yep.
He said, if you guys have any problems,
go to him.
Go to him.
Mm-hmm. And also, you know what? I always thought that Moses wrote the 10 Commandments on a sapphire. Yahuwah himself did it.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought in my mind he was like chiseling through that concrete with that.
Yeah, I know it's like Flintstones.
That little Flintstones, you know,
No.
just chiseling.
No. Yeah, no.
I mean, listen, let me be the only one.
And even like the books that we have, the Genesis and all that, the angels was writing that down for him. Like he didn't go up there writing it, all these books the angels gave.
I remember in Jubilees it said, and write this. He told an angel to tell Moses to write it. But yeah, you're right. All right. And 15. And Moshe went up into the mount, and a cloud covered the mount. And the glory of Yahuwah abode upon the Mount Sinai. And the cloud covered it 6 days, and the 7th day he called unto Moshe out of the midst of the cloud. And the sight of the glory of Yahuwah was like devouring fire on the top of the mount in the eyes of the children of Yashar'el. And Moshe went into the midst of the cloud and got him up into the mount. And Moshe was in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. 25. And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the children of Yashar'el that they bring me an offering of every man that gives it willingly with his heart. Ye shall take my offering. And this is the offering which ye shall take of them: gold and silver and brass and blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen and goat's hair and ram skin dyed red and antelope skins. Ooh, this sounds like somewhere in Africa.
Yeah.
Antelopes don't be everywhere. Okay, and antelope skin and shittim wood, oil for the light, spices for anointing oil, and for sweet incense, onyx stones, and stones to be set in the ephod and in the breastplate. So if you guys know what that is, you've probably seen it. It's like a square, but it has different stones.
Yeah, that the high priest had on.
Yeah. So that's what that is. That's what it looked like. And let them make a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them, according to all that I show you, after the pattern of the tabernacle, and the pattern of all the instruments thereof. Even so shall ye make it.
So basically he's telling Moshe, I want the people to willingly give me the things that you're going to use once I give you the instructions of how to make it, how you're going to construct the tabernacle, and the things inside it, like the table of showbread and the candlestick and the ark and the incense. And then on the outside, there's like the laver thing where they have to wash, and then the altar that they have to put the lamb on. Then there's a tent around the tabernacle. I'm sure it's going to explain all this too. He says, I want the people to give me of their stuff that they got from Egypt. I want them to offer it to me willingly.
Yes.
To make this.
Yes.
Notice, the things the people give are for Yahuwah.
Yes.
It's for his business.
I love it.
I just need you to understand, when you give, it has to go to the right place. It is not to make Moshe rich.
Absolutely.
It's just not. It's for my sanctuary, because I'm going to use it for a specific person.
Absolutely.
Purpose.
And mind you, they came out of Egypt with great substance. Remember, Pharaoh sent them with a lot of stuff.
Everybody, neighbors are here. Just take this and
take
go.
All of this. So you can imagine them holding on to it, or just looking at like whatever he wants.
Because they was poor.
Yeah.
They grew up poor.
So whatever he want. You imagine something. Some people tie emotional things to things. And if the Most High said, I want you to give that to me willingly, Some people won't give it because of the memories that they attach to that whatever.
Not thinking that your memories are still going to go there. Whether that thing is there or gone, because it can burn up in the fire. You still have memories.
You still have
memories. Because memories are in here and in here.
Yeah.
But he said, I want it willingly. If you're going to be all, I got to keep it. I don't want that trash. No. Like Moray was just preaching about this. Don't give me no jacked up animals.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want your trash.
Yeah, the Levites.
Yeah. Talking to the Levites. I want your trash.
Oh yeah, they sure was. Shall a man rob God? Okay. All right. 9. I'll go from 8. 8. And let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them, according to all that I show you, after the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of the instruments thereof. Even so shall ye make it. And they shall make an ark of the shittim wood, 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof. Oh, that's 2 cubits. I was going to say, that's so funny because the Pharaoh was 1 cubit and a half.
He was, wasn't he? Oh, the ark bigger than him.
Way bigger. At least he can see in there, though. Well, he got to jump a little bit. All right. And they shall make an ark of shittim wood, 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof.
So it's long, it's long, wide. It's wide.
Yeah.
So it's the same height as Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Because that's and the length is this way, and then wide. It's real, but it's long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. And you shall overlay it with pure gold, within and without shall you overlay it, and shall make upon it a crown of gold round about. And you shall cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in the 4 corners thereof, because that's where his people is going to be, 4 corners of the earth. That's what comes to my mind. Anyway, 2 rings in the other side of it. And you into the ring by the side of the ark, that the ark may not be taken from it. And you shall put into the ark the testimony which I shall give you. And you shall make a mercy seat of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof. And you shall make 2 angels of gold, of beaten wood work shall you make them, in the 2 ends of the mercy seat. So 1 angel here, 1 angel there.
And remember, there's different kinds of angels, and I think this is this the one he wrote down in judgment on for Adam and Eve?
I believe it is. Yes.
I think it's this type of angel. Yeah. So I think even some of those pictures we have with the angel, because we have the picture looking like as if the angel came down and made itself look like us. I don't think that's accurate. It looks more like
this.
The writing thing.
With all them eyes and stuff. Yeah,
it looks more like that.
It talks about that in the testament of Adam and Eve when judgment came down.
Yeah,
it's not it was scary.
Yeah, and then remember, this ark is pure gold. It is heavy. So when you talked about the rings, I don't want you to not think of it that way, because we all know most of the time he's intentional and there's 2 meanings to one thing. But when he says put those staves through, that's how they're supposed to carry it. Because remember, they're not supposed to touch it.
That's right.
And that's why when they was trying to carry it on that new cart, and the guy was holding it, and he got in trouble because he knew better. He was a Levite. That's why he got in trouble. He was like, oh, that was cold. He was just, he knew that ark was never supposed to go on that cart.
Yeah.
Carry it right.
And he disregarded the instructions.
Yes. You're supposed to be carrying it on them poles on your shoulder. Not on no car. I don't care how new the cart is.
Right.
I don't care if it's a Rolls Royce, a Bentley, or whatever, a Honda or a bicycle.
If he's giving you specifics about how to make it, you might as well just follow all the way through and commit.
Yes. Yeah. Don't get to doing what you want to do.
18. And you shall make 2 cherubim, or like angels, of gold, of beaten work shall you make them, in the 2 ends of the mercy seat. And make 1 angel, or cherub, on the one end, and the other cherub on the other end. Even of the mercy seat shall ye make the cherubim on the 2 ends thereof. And the cherubim shall stretch forth their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings. And their faces shall look one to another towards the mercy seat. Shall the faces of the cherubim be?
Yeah.
Faces. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my God.
We got the wrong kind of
picture of
the covenant, the one that we have that is so popular that everybody has.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, no, I'm not even saying you can say that. You can't say that that's not important, but it's really important to know that, because we may get to say, where's our ark? And they be like, here it go. Be like, that ain't it.
Yep, because you know the specifics.
Because you know what it's supposed to look like. Them look like regular. No, that's not how the angels look. No. Give us our ark. You trying to play us.
Yep.
You trying to play us. No. Because we know they lied about everything else. Why not the image of the ark?
Absolutely. They changed the image of the Messiah.
Yes. So we won't know it if we see it.
Facts.
They can just pass anything off on us.
Mm-hmm. No. All right. 20. And okay. Let me see. 21. And you shall put the mercy seat above upon the ark, and in the ark you shall put the testimony that I shall give you. And there I will meet with you, and I will commune with you from above the mercy seat, from between the 2 cherubim which are upon the ark of the testimony of all things which I will give you in commandment unto the children of Yasharel. You shall also make a table of shittim wood. 2 cubits shall be the length thereof, and a cubit the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof. And you shall overlay it with pure gold, and make thereto a crown of gold round about. And you shall make unto it a border of a hand breadth round about. And you shall make a gold crown to the border thereof round about. And you shall make for it 4 rings of gold, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are on the 4 feet thereof. Over against the border shall the rings be for a place of the staffs to bear the table.
So now he's trying to tell them how to make the table of showbread. Mm-hmm. Same thing. It's going to be some rings around it. You're going to carry this. This is why I'm giving you, like you said, complete instructions on how to make this. You're not just going to make it any old kind of way. You're going to make it the way I told you.
And you shall make the staffs of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold, that the table may be borne with them. And you shall make the dishes thereof, and spoons thereof, and covers thereof, and bowls thereof, to cover withal. Of pure gold shall you make them. And you shall set upon the table showbread before me always. And you shall make a menorah, a 7-branch candlestick, not 8, not 9, not 10, 7. A menorah of pure gold, of beaten work shall the menorah be made. His shaft and his branches, his bowls, his knobs, and his flowers shall be of the same. And 6 branches shall come out of the sides of it, 3 branches of the menorah out of the one side, and 3 branches of the menorah out of the other side.
So it's 1 in the middle and 3 on each end.
How are the 3? What? Okay, so this is also a picture of, I know it's like a menorah, but also it's also a picture of the Son. He's in the middle, and we're all grafted. We all come. We're all source. He's the source. All connected.
Okay, yeah, I never thought that, but yeah.
Yeah, because
no,
I don't know.
get
That
it.
always says the shamash is called the middle part, and the shamash it gives
that
light.
We're connected, right? Because He's the light, and we're connected to the true light.
Absolutely.
Yes,
and
makes
no
sense.
branch is on its own.
Right.
It's all connected to that one shamash.
That one, right? Yep.
Let me see. And in the menorah shall be 4 bowls made like unto almonds, with their knobs and their flowers. And there shall be a knob under 2 branches of the same, and a knob under 2 branches of the same, and a knob under 2 branches of the same, according to 6 branches that proceed out of the menorah.
In other words, He said, make all these the same. Don't make them different. One got 3, one got 2.
Because we are supposed to be the same. We're all supposed to look the same.
We're supposed to look like that light.
That light.
That we're all of us. To. Yeah. Yes.
Their knob and their branches shall be of the same. All it shall be one beaten work of pure gold. And you shall make the 7 lamps thereof. And they shall light the lamps thereof, that they may give light over against it. And the tongues thereof, and the snuff dishes thereof, shall be of pure gold. Of a talent of pure gold shall he make it, with all these vessels. And look that you make them after their pattern, which was shown you in the mount. So there's always a blueprint.
Always.
I
mean, He's even specific to how much gold you're supposed to use.
Yes.
Take 1 talent of gold and beat it pure. No breaks, no, just take the talent, melt it down. I'm going to make sure you have the skills to do this, because I think we read earlier, He gave some of the children of Judah the skill to do this, because they ain't just coming out of Egypt.
Yeah.
No. They know a little something about construction, but
yeah,
you better show us how to make this stuff.
Right. And if He's telling them, obviously He's giving them the will to do it.
Yes. And the knowledge.
Yeah, because He's doing it now. So it'd be different if He said, make this, and then didn't tell them no instruction.
Right. It's just like there are some people, and it amazes me every time. Some people don't need to go to no kind of like, what you call
trade
it?
School?
Trade school or music school.
Yeah.
They just hear it and go, oh, okay. They don't need to learn no notes. They hear it. That's when you know, that's your gift.
Yeah, that's your gift. That's definitely a gift. And no matter how the world want to categorize it under like autism or stuff like that, that's just a label. Yeah. It's your gift.
It's your gift.
It's a gift.
They just mad because they didn't make no money off of it.
26. Moreover, my bad. 26. Moreover, you shall make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of fine twined linen, and blue and purple and scarlet. With the cherubium of cunning work shall you make them. And I know like the blues, the purple, the scarlet definitely means something. The length of one curtain shall be 8 and 20 cubits, and the breadth of one curtain 4 cubits. And every one of the curtains shall have one measure. The 5 curtains shall be coupled together one to another, and the other 5 curtains shall be coupled one to another.
Do you know how thick this is?
No.
This is a thick old... Wait a minute. The length of one curtain shall be 8 and 20 cubits, so that's the length. But the breadth is 4 cubits. Remember, Pharaoh is 1.5.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a thick curtain.
That's thick.
That is a thick curtain.
Listen, nothing is gonna get through that. You can't see through it.
No.
Nothing.
No. It's barely. It's soundproof, just about.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is thick.
Dang. I'm glad you brought that up. And you shall make loops of blue upon the edge of the one curtain from the selvage in the coupling. And likewise shall you make in the uttermost edge of another curtain, in the coupling of the second. 50 loops shall you make in the one curtain, and 50 loops shall you make in the edge of the curtain that is in the coupling of the second, that the loops may take hold one of another.
Oh, so he's setting up how, because it has to be hung up the curtain. So he's even giving them instructions on how to make the loops.
Boy,
I want 50 on each curtain.
He
not 49, not 47, not 45.
50.
50.
Let me see. And you shall make 50 taches or taches. I don't know. And you shall make 50 taches or taches of gold and couple the curtains together with the taches. And it shall be one tabernacle. And you shall make curtains of goat hair. Okay, I was wondering why he asked for goat hair. And you shall make curtains of goat hair to be a covering upon the tabernacle. 11 curtains shall you make. The length of one curtain shall be 30 cubits, and the breadth of one curtain 4 cubits, and the 11 curtains shall be all of one measure.
So the taches are the hooks.
Oh, okay.
Hooks are clasps.
Thank you.
How you connect the curtains. Yeah.
And you shall couple 5 curtains by themselves, and 6 curtains by themselves, and shall double the 6th curtain in the forefront of the tabernacle. Nothing is getting through.
Nothing. Because this whole, and those of you kind of know what the tabernacle is going to look like when it's done. So you have like, and I'm talking about the tabernacle, not the temple, even though the temple was fashioned after the tabernacle. So you have the inner part of the tent. So you have, I'm going to start from the inside out. You have the Ark of the Covenant, and then you have a curtain that separates that. That's that really thick one, right? Only person who can go back there is a high priest once a year. That's it, Day of Atonement. And then around that is another curtain, and inside there is the table of showbread, the menorah, the table with the menorah on it, and the altar of incense.
Okay.
Then it's that, okay, that's enclosed in the tent. Then you have like the outer tent, and then that has the altar. We may not have got to that yet, but that has an altar that they have to consistently burn the lamb on, and then the thing that they got to wash with before they go in. I don't think we got to that part yet. So that's why there's all these curtains, and they're really, really thick. Wow. And they're layered.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're layered.
I was picturing it as you was describing it. Mm-hmm. And Auntie Linda, you ain't never lied. HGTV ain't got nothing on him, okay? She said master designer.
Yeah.
Verse 10 of 26, chapter 26. And you shall make 50 loops on the edge of the one curtain that is outmost in the coupling, and 50 loops in the edge of the curtains which couples the second. And you shall make 50 taches or hooks of brass, and put the hooks into the loops, and couple the tent together that it may be one. And the raiment that remains of the curtains of the tent, the half curtains that remain, shall hang over the backside of the tabernacle. And a cubit on one side and a cubit on the other of that which remains in the length of the curtains of the tent. It shall hang over the sides of the tabernacle on this side and on that side to cover it. And you shall make a covering for the tent of ram skin dyed red, and a covering above the antelope skin. And you shall make the boards for the tabernacle of the shittim wood standing up. 10 cubits shall be the length of a board, and a cubit and a half shall be the breadth of one board. 2 pinions shall there be in one board, set in order one against another. Thus shall you make for all the boards of the tabernacle. And you shall make the boards for the tabernacle, 20 boards on the south side. Yes, south on the south side, southward. And you shall make 40 sockets of silver under the 20 boards, 2 sockets under the one board for his 2 pinions, and 2 sockets under another board for his 2 pinions. And for the second side of the tabernacle on the north side, there shall be 20 boards, and there 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board. And for the side of the tabernacle westward, you shall make 6 boards, and 2 boards shall you make for the corners of the tabernacles in the 2 sides. And they shall be coupled together beneath, and they shall be coupled together above the head of it unto one ring. Thus shall it be for them both. They shall be for the 2 corners. And they shall be 8 boards, and their sockets of silver, 16 sockets, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board. And you shall make bars of shittim wood, 5 for the boards of the one side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the board of the side of the tabernacle for the 2 sides westward. And the middle bar in the midst of the boards shall reach from end to end. And you shall overlay the boards with gold, and make their rings of gold for places for the bars. And you shall overlay the bars with gold. And you shall rear up the tabernacle according to the fashion thereof which was shown you in the mount. And you shall make a veil of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen of the cunning work. With the cherubim shall it be made. And you shall hang it upon 4 pillars of shittim wood overlay with gold. Their hooks shall be of gold upon the 4 socket of silver. And you shall hang up the veil under the taches or hooks, that you may bring in thither within the veil the ark, capital A, of the testimony. And the veil shall divide unto you between the holy place and the most holy place, and the most holy. And you shall put the mercy seat upon the ark of the testimony in the most holy place. And you shall set the table without the veil, and the menorah over against the table on the side of the tabernacles toward the south. And you shall put the tabernacle on the north side. And you should put the table on the north side. And you shall make a hanging and for the door of the tent of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen, wrought with needlework. And you shall make for the hanging 5 pillars of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold, and their hooks shall be of gold. And you shall cast 5 sockets of brass for them.
Y'all catching all this? This stuff is so detailed. Whoa. Like, because remember, they're still traveling. Mm-hmm. But he's making sure, like, he got it down to where the boards go, how to keep them together, because they're going to go down and you're going to have to lift them up, and you're going to, like, it's so detailed. Like, it is literally blowing my mind. And I love the tabernacle in the wilderness and still never went into it this deep. Like,
yeah,
all these boards and sockets and silk. What's a make?
I tell you what, I'm trying not to buy a ladder. Okay, I'm trying not to be on Wheel of Fortune and like to solve the puzzle, please. I'm trying not to.
You can go up on the ladder.
Because listen, because I know this is like the tabernacle, right? The Ark of the Covenant. But certain language is like us in mind. Mm-hmm. Of course, we know that this is all us, right? But when he said so that the let's see, the 5 bars and all the boards was attaching to the one.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Father. And then when he was talking about, he said how like the different sides.
Yeah.
Like we were scattered to the different sides, you know. Auntie Cammy said, I would love to see this. What a beautiful sight.
What a beautiful sight. This was like, yeah, like I said, like I got pictures of the tabernacle hanging on my wall, but I'm like,
you missing some detail, huh?
This is I just like, well, I was like, ooh, because I know it points to Mashiach.
Yeah,
that I absolutely know, but he's precise. Like when I say put the menorah on the south side, that's what I mean. Don't go somewhere and like, oh, it's just up.
Right.
And somebody go, but you got them in the menorah supposed to be over here and the table supposed to be over there. Don't get the trip and talk about it's up, ain't it?
And
no.
I just be wondering, like, I wonder why the south side.
Something on the south side, something on the north side.
I just be like, man, I wonder, there's reasons behind it.
Yeah, there's always a reason.
There's always
a reason. But he said, I need you to do this precisely. And I remember this was years ago when I first started reading the Old Testament. I went and took this class. And the teacher was a really older man. Actually, I think if I had to guess, I would say he was related to Dr. Sebi. Because every time I see Dr. Sebi, I think of him. And this man literally never got sick.
Wow.
He never got sick because we were talking. And he was like, I'm not trying to put this off on nobody. But there's a way you can live that I don't get sick. He said, I have not been sick since whatever. And he was older than, he was like in his 80s. And I was in my 20s.
Oh, wow.
I was in my late 20s. And he said, I don't get sick. I don't get sick. And I think it's because he was following Torah and he was following the ways of this. So in other words, he was teaching us the Old Testament.
Yeah.
And he had his niece to draw the tabernacle, because he was showing it to us. And he said, make sure you do it like this. Child, she got to making it all fancy, doing what she wanted to do. And he said it looked good. And he had to tell her, I can't use that. It's wrong. I told you to do this, this, and this. And she kept saying, well, what's the difference? It makes a difference.
Yep.
You got to do it over.
Oh,
put it on the right. And there was some nice drawings too.
Yes.
Like she had to do it over. He was like, yep, I made her do it over. Because it ain't right.
Yeah, you got to do it according. That reminds me of when I was in beauty school. And we had to learn how, if you're in cosmetology, they teach you like how to do makeup and stuff like that. And they were teaching us how to do highlights. This was like 10 years ago. Yeah. Just eat this 10 or 11, whatever. Well, it was almost like 10 years ago. So anyway, I can draw, right? So I got to draw because I give you a blank face so you can do the hair. Listen, I'm the only melanated person in class. So, sis had hair, okay? Kinky hair, beautiful lashes. Oh, man, she was gorgeous. Eyebrows beat, okay? The teacher said, everybody was like marveling at my picture, right? Like, oh my gosh, you can draw so good. And I was looking at this teacher who didn't really care for me. And she said, and I knew she had something. I was like, oh, she gonna say something. Because everybody gassing me, okay? I don't need no gasoline. They got enough for me. I'm on fire. So they gassing me up. And I was like, well, I don't even want to show mine. Now, these pictures that they was drawing was basic, okay? Like, it was, they had the blush here. They had the eyeshadow on the right spot. They had the shadowing. Listen, mine was detailed, okay? I spent time on it. And everybody was gassing me up. Well, I like Levant's. Levant's is this, that. Hers is so nice. Honey, when I tell you that teacher looked and said, I don't care how nice it is, it's wrong. And she looked at everybody's work and she took this simple picture that somebody drew. Mm-hmm. It was blush here. It was like a little highlight here. And it won because it was what she asked for.
Oh. But did yours have the highlights and just have more? Oh, you just did your own thing.
I did my own thing.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to prove a point that I can draw But obviously, I proved that I couldn't follow directions. And when I tell you, the picture stands in my mind today. The
Follow
one that
instructions.
won was so basic. It was like my daughter can do it. And the lady was so juiced. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I won!" And I was like, "Hmm."
Follow instructions.
Yep. Give him what he asked for.
Yes. Follow these instructions.
Don't do what you think you want to do just because you got the gift to do it.
Right.
That was a good lesson for
I
me
can
then.
see you now.
Oh, girl, I thought I was doing something. All right, 27. And you shall make an altar of shittim wood, 5 cubits long and 5 cubits broad. The altar shall be 4 square, and the height thereof shall be 3 cubits. And you shall make the horns of it upon the 4 corners thereof. His horn shall be of the same, and you shall overlay it with brass. And you shall make his pans to receive his ashes, and his shovels, and his basin, and his flesh hooks, and his fire pans, and all the vessel thereof you shall make of brass. And you shall make for it a grate of network of brass. And upon the net shall you make 4 brazen rings in the 4 corners thereof. And you shall put it under the compass of the altar beneath, that the net may be even to the midst of the altar. And you shall make staves for the altar, and staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with brass. And the staff shall be put into the rings, and the staff shall be upon the 2 sides of the altar to bear it. Hollow with boards shall you make it, as it was showed you in the mount, so shall they make it. And you shall make the court of the tabernacle. For the south side, southwards, there shall be hangings for the courts of the 9 twined linen.
Fine.
Of the 9.
Fine.
Oh, fine. I don't. Okay, my bad. My eyes playing with me. All right. For the court of fine twine linen, say that 1,000 times.
Right.
Of 100 cubit long for one side. And the 20 pillars thereof, and their 20 sockets shall be of brass. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets shall be of silver, or fillets, one of them. And likewise for the north side, in the length, there shall be hangings of 100 cubits long, and 20 pillars and their 20 sockets of brass. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets, or fillets, of silver. And for the breadth of the court on the west side shall be hangings of the 50 cubits, their pillar 10, and their sockets 10. And the breadth of the court of the east side, eastward, shall be 50 cubits. The hangings of one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And on the other side shall be hangings 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And for the gate, oh my God, and for the gate of the court shall be a hanging of 20 cubits of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen, wrought with needlework. And their pillars shall be 4, and their sockets 4. All the pillars round about the court shall be filleted with silver. Their hook shall be of silver, and their socket of brass. The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, and the breadth 50, and the breadth 50 everywhere, and the height 5 cubits of fine twined linen, and their socket of brass.
Okay, that's what I thought I was reading when you were reading. It's like, this thing is not 4 square.
Okay.
It's more like a rectangle. It's 100.
Oh, got
50.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, say like this is the back is 50, then it comes up 100, and this is 50 altogether, and of that 50, 20 of it is the gate.
Mm.
So it's like this perfect rectangle.
Yes, with 4 corners.
Mm-hmm. It would be.
Could it be that these different, those that's, well, Listen, y'all know. Okay. I'm going to ask
You
you.
going on the ladder?
I am.
Come on. Take a
Could
trip.
it be, right? I might get a nosebleed. I'm going to be up so high. But this is just a real question. But could it be that these different, sides, west side, north side, and those of us that's in these different sides of the flat earth, is this ours? We're supposed to take different roles? I don't know. He didn't give roles and functions. Never mind. Let me get off. I get myself off. Don't worry.
Yeah, I didn't even understand that question.
Listen, I didn't understand it when I said it out loud. It made sense in my head. All right. Listen, I get myself, and I have a receipt. We're taking the ladder back.
Yeah. I mean, it makes me think of a road. Because, you go down a road. Roads are more rectangle and not square. That's what it made me think of. That's what I'm picturing in my mind. But, I mean, who knows why it was he has.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
He knows.
Yeah, he does. And I'm thinking
sure
of the functions of the different sides. But he hasn't gone over the functions. He's gone over. He's telling them how to build.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, those that's on the north side, are they supposed to be doing this? And those are, that's what I was thinking. But
yeah, but
go over
it's
the
not good. Yeah, like it's not. Yeah.
So did I'll put it
back.
back.
Yeah, it's not gonna get like that. Yeah, no.
Okay.
But I know that because I know like this outer court that you just described with like the long rectangular.
Yeah.
There's only one way in.
Okay. Yeah.
There's one way in. That's why the gate is in the front. There's one way in, and as soon as you come in, you run into. It's called the outer court. This is where anybody can go. You run into the altar where the lamb is burning continuously.
Yes.
So I think you immediately see that your sin problem is taken care of.
Yeah.
Because that has to be first.
Yeah.
And then comes the one where you wash your hands.
Yeah, I remember.
And then you go into the holy place. Only priests can go in there. That has the showbread and the candlestick and the altar of incense. And then it's the most holy place that only. And I did notice this I kind of knew. The most holy place, that's where everything is gold.
Yeah,
whereas in the other places there's some brass, there's some silver.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Because it's for judgment and all that. But the most holy place, everything is gold.
You know what's crazy is I remember us reading this because I don't know if it was in Maccabees when they was trying to get in, and they
were trying to get in that holy place. No, you better stay out here.
Wasn't having it
in the court.
Right.
Anybody can go into the court. Gentiles, anybody, but because you gotta run into that lamb first.
The angels up. Pow, pow.
Yeah.
I forgot who that was that got the smoke.
Yeah, you trying to go in the holy place, dude.
All right. 18. The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, and the breadth 50 everywhere, and the height 5 cubits of 9 twine.
I have no idea where you
18? Or am I on 28?
Yeah, you're supposed to be in 20. Wait, oh no. Wait, no. I might be in the wrong spot. Yeah, go ahead. You're right.
Okay. The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, and the breadth 50 everywhere, and the height 5 cubits of fine twine linen, and their sockets of brass. All the vessels of the tabernacle, and all the service thereof, and all the pins thereof, and all the pins of the court shall be of brass. And you shall command the children of Yashar'el, that they bring you pure oil, olive, beaten for the light, to cause the lamp to burn always in the tabernacle of the assembly without the veil, which is before the testimony. Aaron and his sons shall order it from evening to morning before Yahuwah. It shall be a statute forever unto their generations, on the behalf of the children of Yashar'el.
So the light was never supposed to go off either. I don't know why at some point I thought the menorah they blew out, but it was continually with olive oil, beaten like it's got to be made a certain kind of way. Got to be pure olive oil. So the menorah was never supposed to go out.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember that taught things like that too. 28. And take unto you Aaron your brother, and his sons with him, from among the children of Yashar'el, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office. Even Aaron, Nadav, and Avihu, Eleazar or Eleazar, and
Ithamar?
Ithamar, Aaron's sons. And you shall make holy garments for Aaron your brother for glory and for beauty. And you shall speak unto all that are wise hearted, whom I have filled with the Ruach Hakamah, which is wisdom, that they may make Aaron garments to consecrate him, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office. And these are the garments which they shall make: a breastplate, an ephod, and a robe, and a broider coat, a turban, and a belt. And they make holy garments for Aaron, your brother, and his sons, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office. And they shall take gold and blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen. And they shall make the ephod of gold, of blue, and of purple, of scarlet, and fine twine linen with cunning work. It shall have the two shoulder pieces thereof, joined at the two edges thereof, and so it shall be joined together. And the belt of the ephod, which is upon it, shall be of the same, according to the work thereof, even of the gold, of blue, and of purple, and scarlet, and fine twine linen. And you shall take two onyx stones, and grave on them the names of the children of Yasharel, 6 of their names on one stone, and the other 6 names of the rest on the other stone, according to their birth. With the work of an engraver in stone, like the engravings of a signet, shall you engrave the 2 stones with the names of the children of Yasharel. You shall make them to be set in ounces of gold. And you shall put the 2 stones upon the shoulders of the ephod, for stones of memorial unto the children of Yasharel. And Aaron shall bear their names before Yahuwah upon his 2 shoulders for a memorial. And you shall make ounces of gold, and 2 chains of pure gold at the ends, of wreathed work. Shall you make them, and fasten the wreathen or wreathen chains to the ounces. And you shall make the breastplate of judgment with cunning work, after the work of the ephod. You shall make it of gold, of blue, of purple, of scarlet, and of fine twine linen shall you make it. 4 square it shall be, being doubled. A span shall be the length thereof, and a span shall be the breadth thereof. And you shall set in its settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be a sardius, a topaz, and a carbuncle, a carbuncle. This shall be the first row. And the second row shall be an emerald, a sapphire, and a diamond. And the third row, a ligure, an agate, and an amethyst. And the fourth row, a beryl, and an onyx, and a jasper. They shall be set in gold in their enclosing. And the stone shall be with the names of the children of Yasharel, 12, according to their names, like the engraving of a signet. Everyone with his name shall be according to the 12 tribes.
So, okay. So Aaron is the high priest, and he is constantly, whenever he goes before Yahuwah, he's representing all the tribes. So he's got their name. I'm wondering how they did these rocks where they engraved the name, but the inside of it is gold.
The closing of it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Kind of like.
Yeah, and then you got the gold chain. Mm-hmm. That's why we like gold so much.
That's what Linda just said. Funny how a lot of us wear gold chains around our neck, or even in our mouths.
Yeah,
you will see that in scripture too.
Yeah, and then you got, so that's attached to his shoulder. Then he has the ephod, which is attached here and attached here. Make sure it ain't going nowhere. And then it's 3, 6, 9, 12 stones. Yes. and it represents us in order. And we see we're the emerald because we're number 4, Judah. But every tribe has its own stone.
Yes.
And we see how Azazel tried to copy that with astrology.
I was thinking that when I was reading that.
And every month got their own stone.
Yep.
Like copycat.
Every month got its own stone.
Copy.
Like, I'm Ruby, girl.
Mm-hmm. That's my, what you call it? Birthstone?
Birthstone. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's my birthstone. No, you ain't got no birthstone. You
got
got a tribe
stone, but you don't have no birthstone.
Yeah. They just got it from here. But, well, it's like, I want to know what a ligure and a goat. I know what most of these things are. I recognize like an amethyst and an onyx.
Mm-hmm. Really, but the beryl and the onyx.
Is beryl red? Does that mean red?
It could be.
That might be a ruby.
We're gonna have to look that up.
Yeah. I don't know no goatee is no liquor.
I don't know what that one is. Yeah. And 22. And you shall make upon the breastplate chains at the ends of the wreathen work of pure gold. And you shall make upon the breastplate 2 rings of gold, and shall put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. And you shall put the 2 wreathen chains of gold in the 2 rings which are on the ends of the breastplate, and the other 2 ends of the 2 wreathen chains, you shall fasten in the 2 ounces and put them on the shoulder piece of the ephod before it.
That's it, ounces.
Is it ounces or ounces?
It's like O-U-C-H-E-S.
Oh, ouches.
Ouches.
Oh.
Ouch. I just get ouch.
Yeah.
Or ouches.
Ouches.
It's O-U-C-H-E-S.
Yeah, we have that too. Ouches. Yeah, you're right. I'm just saying ounces.
But do you see how strong you have to be just to carry this?
Absolutely.
We always get this picture of Aaron and this old man. Like,
right.
You got to have some. Ooh. You better
this English language.
Yeah.
Probably ain't gonna pronounce it right. Ounces of gold. Let me see.
Not with an N.
No, I know.
Oh, you just said ounces.
No, I said ounces of gold.
In the Bible.
You know my pronunciation.
Oh, socket in which gems were set.
What? The ounce?
Ounces definition from the Bible. Cavities or sockets.
Like so little holes.
Like holes.
Yeah, little holes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it's ounces.
So you're gonna make like little holes for the stones to step inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Let me see. I was just trying to see if they have
that's what I looked up, the ones in the Bible.
No, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking the pronunciation.
Oh.
But it's probably ounces. Ouches. Yeah. Okay, so thank you for bringing that because, I was saying ounces and that changes a lot. Because I was thinking of ounces.
Oh, you thinking of measurement?
Yes.
Oh,
because when I saw it,
when
I saw it, I didn't read ounces. Ouches. I read ounces. I didn't see. My mind just saw ounces.
I hear you.
Yeah, you know how you put things together.
Mm-hmm.
So if she didn't tell us that, I wouldn't have even thought. Ouches. Okay, and let's see.
We know we are.
26. And you shall make 2 rings of gold, and you shall put them upon the 2 ends of the breastplate in the border thereof, which is in the side of the ephod inward. And 2 other rings of gold you shall make, and shall put them on the 2 sides of the ephod underneath, towards the forepart thereof, over against the other coupling thereof, above the belt of the
whatever. I ain't never been into crazy stuff like who gets into this?
Right. Now I gotta go back and see where's the other ounces? What else did they use that for? Because in my mind I was thinking ounces.
I heard you say it, but I knew it wasn't a measurement.
No, but then for those that's listening,
Oh,
I don't want you to think measurement.
yeah. So think every time she said ounces, it meant a socket
Yeah.
that the stone was going to go inside of.
Set in ounces of gold. Verse 11 says, with the work of the engraver in the stone, like engraving of a signet, shall engrave the two stones with the names of the children of Yasharel. You shall make them to be set in, what you say, like sockets or, of gold.
Yeah. So when they made the thing for the stone to set inside of, it was gold.
Yeah. And there was a space where you can drop it in it.
Yeah. Because you're representing us to Yahuwah.
Yeah.
Because all the gold is the heavenly stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the children are coming out of Egypt.
Yeah.
And that's crazy because Aaron has never been like, he was
slave.
there, a slave.
He was there, but he's never
so he
been
never
a slave.
took on that mindset or anything. So he has the perfect person to go before him to plead on our behalf.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I was trying to work with them stiff-necked
I tried to tell
him, but Father, I guess it's the best way. I've never even read this in my life.
I've read it before, and there's some stuff jumping out at me like, oh, I've never noticed that before.
He was not playing.
He's giving them so detailed. It is super, like, you can't mess this up. If you follow instructions, you can't mess this up.
Wow.
And I'm giving you the wisdom to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying make it and you be like, I ain't never made that. Where am I supposed to get the material? Where is that? Don't worry about all that. Just follow instructions. I'll make sure you get everything you need, how to do it, all that.
You know, I love that. I'd rather have his wisdom than anything else.
Yeah.
I feel like if you have wisdom, you pretty much got everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, with that being said, y'all, we'll see y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow with Auntie Shani.
Oh.
Yeah. That quick, huh?
Yeah.
Auntie Shani will be joining us tomorrow.
And I'm glad Yahuwah has us reading this, because how many of y'all, like, seriously, would have ever read this?
Put your hands down.
Because you know you wouldn't have.
You
wouldn't have. There's very few people who like me, but I was a nerd. So, but I was told to read it. I actually wasn't a nerd, but I was told to read it. But I found it fascinating back then, and I didn't even catch all this.
Yeah. And again, like, he's preparing. He's so intentional, because he's preparing us as we're getting, prep to go into the Passover. Yes. Mm-hmm. So all these things got to come in account with how he set up, the laws and what that looked like in our lives. Like, you can't be going into somebody's house and stealing it and then think you ain't gonna get. Yeah. Like how he's just laying it all out is just blowing my little mind.
Yeah. And it makes us appreciate all that stuff so much more.
Absolutely. And then those of us that heard it are now accountable to that and have to apply it to your life.
Yes.
You can't just be like, well, that was just story time.
Yeah.
But you listened to it.
Yeah.
You heard it.
Man, he is, this is why he's awesome, and we're not.
Yeah. Absolutely. Listen.
This is why you were said to be the only wise.
The only.
Only.
I told you that only was giving. Okay. Man, with that being said, y'all, for real, we'll see you tomorrow.
Shalom.
Shalom, family.
Y'all Shalom. Let me stop. You are not.